Hey folks, Mike Dawkins from Worldcast Anglers here with your Jackson Hole weekend fly fishing forecast for the weekend of June 27th and 28th. Last weekend in June coming up. Got some great fishing opportunities ahead of us. A lot of things are dropping, clearing, and getting into really good fishing shape. We're seeing some really good fishing on the South Fork of the Snake. We're seeing the Snake clear, fish, and start getting good. We've got the Teton behind me, which is dropping and clearing as we speak. So we've got all good things in our forecast. Unfortunately, that's not the news you usually get when you watch TV, but we've got good news. So we'll take it, and we'll take it any way that we can. Jackson Lake's 99% of capacity. Palisades Reservoir is 100% of capacity right now. So 1% left in Jackson Lake to fill. The good news is a lot of those incoming flows are matched or even, if not a little bit less than outgoing flows, which means we're in really good shape. As you can see behind me, we don't really have that much snow left to come down during our runoff period. We've sort of crested and we're on the way down. Saturday looks glorious, 80 and 54, mostly sunny. Saturday looks crummy, unfortunately. 57 and 45 is your highs and lows with lots of rain, up to almost 3/4 of an inch forecasted here in Teton Valley. So get ready. South Fork of the Snake, we've got 13,000 CFS being discharged from Palisades Dam. 13,800 CFS there on the lower river. The big news is coming out of the lower river. We've had good, consistent flows here for the past 10, 14 days. Water temperatures are increasing. We're seeing our water clarity increasing as well. We've had lots of green drakes on the lower river with some spotty dry fly fishing that should get even more consistent here as time progresses. We're seeing some yellow sallies, some caddis, and the fish are on the rubber leg bite. Man, oh man, are they. So that means we've got salmon flies that are coming up, coming close, should be here soon. If not, probably in the next 3, 5, 7 days, if things stay really warm and really hot, we should start seeing them in Section 4 and Section 3 here really soon. The upper river has been mostly still a nymphing game. That rubber leg bite is hot, paired with tungsten tactical jigs, bullet quills, parrot perdigons, any of that kind of stuff is getting them, and it's getting them pretty good. So look for the South Fork of the Snake to sort of take the highlight in the next couple weeks here as we see the salmon flies get started and our green drake and some of the big mayfly fishing get really good there too. Henry's Fork, 878 CFS there in the box, 1,770 CFS there on the lower river around Ashton. The box is still a dry dropper game. Golden stones paired with any, tungsten jig, nymph, bullet quills, tungsten jig, pheasant tails, tungsten soft tackles, any kind of that stuff has been really good. Nymphing has still been really good. Streamer fishing during low light periods has been really good too. The ranch has been touch and go. It was a really good opener. Dry fly fishing has been pretty darn good considering we saw some changes in flows and some strange turbidity here with the rain that we've had the past couple days. Mostly PMDs, caddis, green drakes. We're seeing some flavs, a little bit of the yellow sallies and stuff around there. So as we always say on the ranch, get ready for the most rewarding day of your fishing career or one of the most frustrating days of your career. Long leaders, light tippets, stealth mode, head hunting, watch, wait, listen, get your shot, plan it as well as you can because you're probably only going to get one. The lower river is still a busy place. Golden stones, green drakes. We're starting to see some of the gray drakes, caddis, PMDs, yellow sallies, all sorts of stuff. So it's pretty much a bug bonanza, and it's still been a boat bonanza. So get on the water early, get on the water late, do something different than the 9 to 5 as we've said. The Snake in Jackson, 2,050 CFS being discharged from Jackson Lake Dam, 10,300 CFS there going into Palisades Reservoir before the salt and the grays. We're seeing flows on the Snake in Jackson decrease. We're seeing clarity increase really nicely. If I was going to focus on anything, I would look above the Hoback River confluence. Your clearest water is going to be up there from the dam to Pacific Creek, and then you'll see clarity sort of decrease as some of those tributaries like the Buffalo Fork, Grovant, Hoback, and whatnot come in. Spotty dry fly fishing, dry dropper sort of style there on the upper Snake. I'd fish probably some drake patterns or like some big parachute Adams paired with your tungsten jig nymphs, pheasant tails, caddis larvas, pupas, stuff like that. Nymphing has been really good with rubber legs, pheasant tails, zebra midges, leftover Baetis and PMD imitations and things like that. During off-color water, your blacks, browns, and purples are going to show up the best. They provide the best contrast, with off-water conditions. So think of those sort of types of things. So rubber legs, black caddis, stuff along those lines. The Teton behind me, we've got 1,010 CFS up here in the valley, 1,860 CFS down around St. Anthony and Rexburg. So the Teton we saw come up this week. We had a lot of rain earlier this week, and we saw a lot of that water flush into the Teton. So it's actually gone higher when a lot of things are starting to drop. Clarity is still pretty good. We've got some yellow sallies flying around, some caddis flying around. Mostly, it's been a dry dropper nymphing game. There's not really many fish rising. If anything, it's pretty sporadic. We've heard the worm bite's pretty hot out here on the Teton. So fishing, a big dry dropper with a San Juan worm, small rubber leg, something with a profile where fish can find it in sort of those off-water water conditions, as well as something that's heavy that's going to cut through, the turbidity and the high flows. Streamer fishing's been pretty good too. So once again, think of your blacks, browns, purples, those things. They're going to show up with the best contrast in those turbid water conditions. Yellowstone National Park, Firehole and Madison are still fishing really well. Swinging soft tackles, small streamers, and things along those lines. Damselfly nymphs with, slow sinking or intermediate polyleaders has been really good. We're seeing some good caddis, PMD, and Baetis dry fly fishing opportunities. So definitely take a look at those. Nymphing on the Madison has been really good, especially at that confluence of the Firehole and the Gibbon, where a couple big fish always hang out. West Thumb has also been fishing pretty good at Yellowstone Lake. So if you're looking for some still water opportunities where you probably won't find any, that would be a great option. We've heard the streamer bite's pretty hot on the green. Lots of good clarity and good flows down there in Sublette County in Wyoming. If you want to check that out, you'll probably be rewarded, but be one of the first boats on the water, because we'll probably start to see a lot of people gravitate to the green and the salt here with things clearing and fishing, and with the snake still a little high and off color. The salt, as I said, it's coming into shape. It's going to open up some fishing opportunities. Our still waters, Henry's Lake, Island Park Reservoir, Jenny, Lee, String Lake, and Grand Teton National Park, they're all fishing really well with not a lot of crowds. So if you're sick of the crowds of the Henry's Fork, or you can't get down to the green early, check out some of these other still waters. You'll probably have some great fishing. You won't see many people, and you'll have a good time. The Fly Shop is open Monday through Sunday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. We've got everything that you need. We hope everybody has a great weekend and a safe weekend on the water, and we'll see you here next week.